Yippee, congratulations OnePlus, you made an iPhone. Hey, what is up guys, this is Yusuf here from TECHDROIDS and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And today I'm going to tell you the 6 things you should know before buying the OnePlus 5. And yeah, literally I didn't have to script anything for this video. I just got up, literally watched the event. It was a really short, sweet, simple event. There was not much of a banging around the bush kind of thing. They were on point and they stressed on the things that they have improved on. That's to see, because every company does that. But yeah, it was a pretty decent event, pretty decent phone in front of you. Let's talk 6 things you should know before buying the OnePlus 5. Let's get started. At number 6 is the specs, and something that has actually changed. So it's powered by a Snapdragon 835 octa-core chipset clocked at 2.35 GHz, coupled with the Adreno 540 GPU at 710 MHz. So yeah, it's a beast spec-wise. It's also coupled with 8 or 6 GB of LPDDR4X RAM. That's fast memory, not been included in any phone yet. And also coupled with 64 or 128 GB of UFS 2.1 dual lane storage. Now, without getting too technical, they use 2 channels to transfer and copy paste stuff, and in turn you just get better storage experience. That's what you have to know. Faster storage, so faster tasks such as copying and pasting. And you also have a 3300 mAh battery that we will talk later on in the video. Something that is also a part of the specs is the operating system, and you have Android 7.1 Nougat in full glory. On top is Oxygen OS, and OnePlus is nailing it in the OS department, as they have a near stock experience, and it is really good. It's fast, battery life is saved, and just looks clean. Not much of bloatware or not much of gimmicky stuff. On point, and that sums up the specs. It is a pretty good package in terms of specifications and raw hardware, and that is something that has changed. Number 5 is the display. It's a 5.5-inch optic AMOLED display, so it's 1080p in resolution, no 2K, something that let me down. OnePlus has got 5 phones out in the market, and this is 2017, and they're trying to make a budget flagship killer, even though it's not quite one. But they should have included a 2K display, maybe not optic AMOLED, maybe an IPS, something but 2K, but they didn't do it. And it's not a deal breaker or something. 1080p is still fine, but 5.5 inches in 1080p, it's not going to be the sharpest thing in the world. VR will not be the best thing in the world on this phone. But yeah, you will get pretty good brightness, contrast, viewing angles and all that good stuff. It will get fairly bright. So it's a pretty decent display. So thumbs up. At number 4 is battery life, and it's a 3300 mAh battery with USB Type-C 3.1 on the bottom to charge it really fast with dash charge. That's the fastest thing available on the market, and yeah, it will be until unless something comes out that can beat it. And I feel you will get pretty good battery life experience. The last year's OnePlus 3T has 3400 mAh of battery. This is 3300, not a big loss. Rumors suggested that it'll have a 3000 mAh battery, but rumors always suggest things. But yeah, it's a pretty good, decent battery life experience with Android 7.1 Nougat and Oxygen OS being so light. It will be a pretty good battery life experience. At number 3 is the cameras, and something that has changed. So it's a dual camera setup, 16 megapixels plus 20 megapixels. The 16 megapixel sensor is the primary one with f1.7 aperture, 4K video, 120 FPS, slow motion and all that good stuff, high dynamic range, optical image stabilization. Though you don't get it in that 4K video, you get it in the 1080p. But again, it's still jello-y, jittery, and according to Linus Tech Tips honest review, it wasn't that great. So OnePlus 5's cameras, before even being launched, are being criticized by the biggest of media firms, and yeah, it's not the best camera in the world. And the 20 megapixel sensor is again something from the iPhone. It's a secondary telephoto kind of lens. It gives you 2x optical zoom, and OnePlus stressed a lot on the cameras, high dynamic range, optical image stabilization, how they're getting optical zoom into the play, where you pick an image, when you click an image, it takes those zoomed ones as well. So when you zoom in, it's optical, not electronic or digital. And yeah, cameras were stressed out a lot, but it's to see in the full review. You can't just tell off of one line Tech Tips review, even though I trust you guys. Yeah, next, the front camera is pretty good. It's 16 megapixels, again with some narrow field of view. It's pretty good. You can do that selfie groupie thing you want to, and it's a pretty decent front camera or a overall camera package. At number 2 is design, and it's aluminum blasted frame at the back. Matte black is official. And at the front you have 2.5D curved glass. At the front it does not look that different. You have the fingerprint sensor, which is also really fast. And if you were to keep iPhone 7 Plus and OnePlus 5 side by side and just replace the logos, I don't think you'll be able to differentiate, because the antenna lines have been pushed up. They're more discreet, and yeah, it looks more like an iPhone. It's matte black, aluminum blasted, all that good stuff. And it's kind of slippery as well, but that can be done by a case or a skin from anyone you want to. Not going to promote dbrand here. And yeah, it's pretty subjective. Design and looks are pretty subjective. What do you think? I feel the phone looks pretty good, because the iPhone looks pretty good, and something that looks like the iPhone, it doesn't look bad. It's not bad, but yeah, I think OnePlus could have done a better job in the design department. They didn't. We can't help it, though I would try to criticize. And please, in the next phone, don't try to copy anyone. At number 1 is the most important part of buying a phone, and that's pricing. So it starts off at $479. Yes, it's pretty decent again, and it is, every year OnePlus is going over to that flagship mark. I feel this is not the best budget flagship killer you'll find in the market, because it's $479, pretty close, 70%, 80% of the flagship pricing. And yeah, you have to trust OnePlus and put your money in. You can get it in the Europe right away after the event. Other countries will get it soon, June 22nd, 2017. And pre-orders have started on Amazon.in, Amazon.com, and in the Europe actually you can get it. And there will be some pop-up events in some countries which I've listed down below. The links are all down below, so go check them out. Read more about the OnePlus 5. And that's been it. My honest opinions, it's a pretty decent package, not something great, not something really terrible. The cameras are something to see, battery life is something to see, specs, performance, it will be really good. And yeah, that's been it. Thanks a lot for watching. Drop this video a big thumbs up, get subscribed to TECHDROIDS for more videos like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Congratulations OnePlus, you made an iPhone.